Dear Venerable, dear friends, today is December 2nd, 2011, and this afternoon we will continue to discuss about the right view in the daily life, so we can have opportunity to recognize and to change the habit of the wrong lifestyle leading to the unhealthy state of sickness, as well as to help to liberate ourselves and society. This morning we will talk about some misconception of the habit in the daily activity. Now we will go to one more thing we already applied a little bit at lunchtime. You know that in life we have many different activities, but one of the difference between the Western culture and the Eastern culture. That means in the West, whenever we meet each other, the salutation, we use it as "How are you?" Right? That means we ask how you feel, how your condition, how everything. That means we ask about the result, the consequence. We didn't ask about the original. But on the other hand, in the East, we usually, especially for the Vietnamese, the Chinese, etc., whenever we meet, we ask in Vietnamese, "Ăn cơm chưa?" That means, "Do you eat yet?" Eating here not mean that we eat by our mouth, the solid food. But in our culture, especially in general, the Eastern culture, we will every activity relate to eating. That means that means eat before. That means we eat before we study. Ăn nói, that means we have to eat before we speak. Ăn làm, that means we eat before we can do anything. Ăn ngủ, we eat before we go to sleep. Ăn chơi, that means we eat before we have any activity, etc. That means eating indicates that that's the very important activity. It means we need to provide the energy in general first, and then also it's not only we feed our body the material thing, we feed our body many different levels, the physiology level, the psychology, the spirituality. So in general, the eating activity is considered the core. And Americans used to say, "You tell me what you eat, and I will tell you who you are, what you are to be." That's why one of the activities that in eating. As you say, the energy pyramid. In America, we have see in American, we have another kind of food pyramid. That means the AMA recommend how much we should eat for certain type of food. But this is only, even though the whole food pyramid is considered many different types, but it only in general, it only have only one level of the first food we eat. Because we nourish our body not only by that type of food only. We have 4 different levels. The first one, that is the first level we are talking about in American way. That means the edible food. Everything we ingest through our mouth materially, including the drinking. The second one is the sensible food. This one, whatever the energy going through the first 5 sensible organs. We have eyes, need to see the image, the color. We have nose, need to have smell, right, to survive. We have ear, we need to hear the sound. And we have a tongue, need to be taste, to feel that way. And our body skin, we need to have a contact. This is the advantage of the human being. Compare with the other being. Because the other being, they can use only 1 or 2 types of energy. Only the human being have a capacity to use 6 or 5 different directions, 5 different levels of energy through on the sensible organ. So that is the advantage of the human being. But as we already learned this morning, the advantage and the disadvantage, the good side and the downside is always impaired. That is just the 2 phases of the one phenomenon. So if we know how to extract the energy from the 5 different central organs, that's good because we have more energy intake. On the other hand, the downside, that means we usually get attached to that. For example, when we see a beautiful scene, we see a beautiful person, we get attached to that. When we eat a good food, right? If we enjoy it, that's okay. But we're not attached to that, we're not craving for that. That is another story. So if we have a good food, we enjoy it, no problem. We can take our maximum energy, provide from that meal, and then let go. The next time when you don't have that opportunity, we have to eat the very bad smell, very no good food. If we enjoy it, no problem. See? But that not happen in reality. We enjoy the good smell of food, and when it is the bad one, the no good one, okay, we don't like it, and we deny. So that means we craving, and we are going after the good one only. But it never stops right there, and we are craving and craving more and more, and we get attached to that. The same thing for the sound through our ear, the taste through our tongue, and the softness, the warmness through our contact. So that's why the advantage and the disadvantage is always impaired. And that is also why we see in Buddhism or in general, all of the Bodhisattva or the sage, they used to go down to the earth at the last lifetime to enlighten. They not enlighten in the heaven or in another planet. They have to go down to the earth at the final lifetime. The next one, that is cognitive evolution. This is talking about the mind, the thinking, the memory, the encouragement, the ambition, etc. And it is a little bit deeper. And the deeper, the more deeper level, the higher the energy. And we will go through some example of that. And finally, the consciousness. The consciousness, it has 3 different levels. The 6, the 7, and the 8 consciousness. The 6 consciousness, that is the mind consciousness. And generally, everyone used to recognize that. For example, you never eat ice cream or you never eat pizza before, right? And one day we had a family party, and our mom and dad ordered a pizza. They delivered to our home at the first time. And you, what's that? And mom said, that is a pizza. And you look at the shape, you look at the content of that, and you smell it. And by the time when you have opportunity, you taste it. You say, so actually, before we ingest it, we already use the second level of energy. We see, we smell, and after that, we taste and we chew. All of that information, if we don't have the mind consciousness, we cannot taste, we cannot smell, we cannot chew, right? Because if you bring the pizza to the next person, still the eye still there, the nose still there, the tongue still there, everything there. It's just the mind consciousness gone. So that that person cannot chew, cannot taste, cannot smell. Right? So all of that information, all that energy, it not only fit our body at that moment, it will bring into the 7 consciousness. Temporary, we call that a short-term memory. And then after we chew a few times or we buy a few bites, we reinforce the image into our mind consciousness. And the short-term memory now is start to go deep into the long-term memory. That means the number 8 consciousness. The same thing when you first see a person, the image may be not really deep in your mind. But after you go on, you reveal, you recall that image. and that image will reappear on my consciousness. And the more you recall, the more energy you fit into the long-term consciousness, that means the eight consciousness. And even though you not see that person again within a few weeks, a few years, but after a year, when you see that person again, automatically that image pop up on your mind consciousness and you recognize that person right away. And the more you're in contact with that person, the more energy you fit into your long-term consciousness. And 5 years later, 10 years later, that image is stored in your long-term consciousness. What we call that is the analyzer consciousness. It can carry from one lifetime to many, many lifetimes. So the same thing for studying. We say learn by heart. You learn a song, a lesson, whatever. If the first time you read it through, it not really stay in your mind yet. But when you think about that for a while, it goes from the 6th consciousness to the 7th, that means the short-term memory, and it goes to the long-term memory. The more you recall, the more time you repeat that, the more energy you fit for that, and it becomes stronger, it becomes deeper. Alright? So, when we're talking about it, how can we apply into life? For the Easterner, we're not really surprised about the reincarnation. But for the Westerner, we still debate about the reincarnation or the rebirth. But actually, okay, that happens in every single second of our life. Think about our body. The air we breathe in and we breathe out. We breathe in and we breathe out. Have to complete the cycle. What happens if we can breathe in but we cannot breathe out? The cycle not complete and we're gone. The same thing for the circulation. The red blood cell on the blood cell, it has to circulate in our body, right? It has to go from internally, for example, from the heart, to all the other organs, out to the extremity, go to the top, down to the bottom. So, wherever it cannot go to, that part of body will be there. See? So the circulation again, it goes around completely every hour, every minute. The same thing for the renewal of every single cell in our body. We're sitting here after 10 minutes. We think it's stable. No. Every single cell goes through the process of dying and burning. Every minute we have a million cells dying and a million cells reborn. So that's why everything happens continuously, changing in that way. And the energy is still the same thing. I think Einstein and Newton said that the energy cannot be born and cannot be lost. It transforms from one state to the other state. That is the law of the reserve energy in the universe. So actually, the same thing when we feed our body. We have many ways to feed our body. If we think that this is the basic one. We feed our body by the edible food only, and we don't mind around the other level. That's true, you can do that, but we will stay in that state forever. We cannot live up our life. Or sometimes, okay, we can get lower. For example, if we are a human being body, now if we think and we act, we behave as a human being, that means we eat 3 meals per day, for example. We know what kind of food we can eat, what hour we should eat. We have the order. We should eat at the right time, we should eat at the right place, we should eat the right food. So that means, okay, we have a human body and we behave as a human mind. But if someone eat anytime, whenever he saw food, okay, he just grab it, eat, doesn't care, okay, that is reserved for someone else, for the respected one. That is the food for the baby, that's the food for the animal. He eat anytime, anywhere. Okay, so even though he has a human body, but his mind and his behavior not like a human being, like an animal. See? Or for example, the other guy, he not only eat full stomach, but he drank more because too greedy. He wants to preserve, he wants to have some extra for tonight, for tomorrow, for some other time. So that means his capacity of digestion less than his capacity of wanting or desiring. So in that state, even though he has a human body, but his behavior like a hungry goat. You see? So we don't need to be dying to reborn in that state. The behavior, the energy of that person will tell people where he lives in that moment. On the other hand, we can experience, you see, whenever we have a big eat, a big dinner on a party, after we eat full, what do we feel? Heavy, sleepy, and our mind is weary, right? So if we eat less, we feel lighter, healthier, and our mind brighter. So that's why, okay, our body not only needs only one kind of food, our body needs the other one, the sensible, the consonant, the cognitive, and the consonant. And this one, it have a both side effect, the same thing. Every single phenomena in life, the same thing. If we use the right direction, it will help. But if we use the wrong, okay, it will put it down. For example, if we eat the wrong food, we may have food poisoning. We may suffer indigestion or diarrhea, vomiting for a few days. But if we use the second level of the food through the high sensible, with someday the weekend, the nature nature, the outdoor, the weather is too nice, right? So we go out, we enjoy along the beach in a national park. We may not eat much, but we still feel happy and energetic. Why? Because the energy from the nature. We feel good. But if we stay indoor, we watching movie. While the movie, we watch some kind of dirty movie. Yeah, sometimes we don't need to eat too, because the energy we get from the ear, from the eye. But after we finish the session of 24, 48 hours of not eating, instead of if we go out to the nature, we enjoy the seeing the energy from the universe. We feel lighter, healthier. But if we stay indoor, we watching TV, and we read the dirty book, the dirty movie, the violent movie. After we finish that, we feel more exhausted, we tired. The same thing when we go up to another experience. For the young people, you see, when they fall in love, they may not eat, they just need to see a lover, they need to talk to her, right? Or when you have a good project, you think about that, you devote all your energy for that project. You may not eat much, you may not sleep enough, but you still have energy for that. But on the other side, if we don't know the impermanent, we don't know the downside of that, when the project, if for some reason, is not successful, and because we put all our effort in that direction, so now when it turns out the result is no good, we disappoint and we have lost energy completely. So that's why some people like that they got into the depression, a little bit more severe schizophrenia, or terribly become suicide. Because all the energy they put in that direction, that will go up to the third level. But now, because they're not success, they think, okay, nothing they can hold on, nothing can lift their life up, they have nothing left. So they commit suicide, they kill themselves. That is the downside of the pyramid below here. Yeah, so that is the first thing happen in life, and that's why now we have a lot of people, they get into that way because they don't know about the downside of the energy when we input the energy for our life. It also back to the 6 consciousness, 7 and the 8 consciousness. If we don't know the good side and the downside of that, and we don't have an opportunity to look deeply through the state of stillness or meditation, we not reflect ourselves, or we not reflect our mind, we cannot recognize the running thought or the reincarnate of all of the energy we already fed our body. So if we don't have an opportunity to recognize, identify that, we will fall into the pattern like we usually have in the daily life. And I told you this morning, we just want to eat, drink, whatever, but we don't look at the result coming out to correct until we find out something terribly. The problem here, because right now we have a physical body to hide it. Our body, not only have a one level, we have at least 4 different levels of our body. Okay? The first one is the physical body. Flesh, bone, tendon, etc. We can see, we can touch, we can feel. But the second body, a little bit behind that small substance, that is the physiological body, the chemical reaction to make this physical body work. And behind that one is more substance, that means the psychological body, the mind. And finally, we have what we call the spirituality, the spiritual body, or the universal energy. That is constant and it no change. So, right now, in this lifetime, in this manifestation, we have the physical body to cover for all the other 3. But most of the time, we don't see the second one and the fourth one. We used to see the first one, that means the physical body, and the psychological, that is a mental body only. You see? But actually both of them still not the real one yet. But at least we can see. And the second and the fourth one is really, really deep inside. The problem here, because right now, whenever we eat, whenever we feed by any kind of energy into our body, it feeds at the same time 4 different levels of our body, not only one. But because right now we have this physical body to cover, first, secondly, to manifest like a mean. For example, right now I'm just talking about pizza. And for a long time, I didn't eat pizza. And now, when I remind the pizza, the energy in the 8 consciousness, that is the long-term memory, it popped up in my mind. So I prayed for pizza. But when that thought arrived in my consciousness, that is the 6th consciousness, right? You cannot see that unless you are a mind reader. Okay? The same thing when you have that thought arise, it holds back. Because if now I'm get out there, got in a car, drive to the pizza store, order, no good and not convenient because I'm in the class right now. Right? So it holds back the idea, the thought. And also that energy used the physical body to manifest the idea. I say, I love you. What it means I love you? When I see an elderly person fell, okay, I lift out my hand and I lift that person up. Right? When I see a baby, I hold tight. When I see a loved one, I digestion of caring. So that is a means for the physical body to manifest the loving, the caring. If we don't have the physical body, we cannot manifest, we cannot show that. Right? Can you tell me what is love? What is caring? What is the compassion? No, if we don't have a physical body, we cannot do that. We cannot show people. So that's why if we are not know about that, we're not careful about that, by the time when we stop breathing, this physical body no longer works. Alright? It no longer can hold the energy, especially the habit energy. Now, I say something you not agree, and you may get mad at me. But maybe because you respect me, or you want to make a big deal with the audience here, so you hold it back. Nobody knows, right? But if you have that habit, whenever someone says something not nice, that thought will right away. Or whenever you're craving for something, you want it right away. You didn't have an opportunity to observe that thought unrighting. By the time when we don't have an opportunity to look deeply in our mind, to see on that one, to control it, or we don't have the physical body to hold it back, when we stop breathing, our body, the physical body, no longer can hold that back. And we have the habit energy, and you just arrive an unhappy thought, a craving thought, right away it will hit to the target. Right now, we are sitting here, stably, but your mind traveling around the world too many times. Right? You may travel home, back home, you may travel to different states, you may travel already to different continents already, and you'll be back here just in the stick. The speed is much faster than the light speed. So what happens if we don't have an opportunity and we not really know how to fit our body correctly? We have a lot of wrong view, illusion, and we just fit our body, and all that energy will be stored in the long-term consciousness. And that's why it will take us to the wrong direction, because we still have a body, we still living in consciousness, but we still don't have an opportunity to look deeply, to transform, to observe, or to manipulate that. How come when we don't have this physical body, when we don't have a control ability anymore? So that's because now we have bombarding information going through the air, movie, television, magazine, radio, etc. Too many. And then if we don't have opportunities to sit down, to screen it, to filter that, or let go, automatically, unconsciously, we fit our body with all of the negative energy. And that's why it will come out. And the consequence of that, we feel tired, we feel angry, we feel upset, we feel fear, etc. But we don't know where it comes from. Because unconsciously we already fit our body. But we really don't know. So that is talking about the energy. And in the future, if we have more time, we will discuss deeper about this one. Because whenever you see the pyramid, it is a lot of secret, a lot of mystery. We never can apply. We never can explore completely. But at least we can apply this into the daily life to change the environment in our body, in our family, in our community, and in the whole universe. And I told you this morning, whatever we eat, whatever we feed our body, it not only affects our own body only, it will affect the whole universe. Take a very simple, very minor example. When we get on a car, once in a while you want to turn on a channel, the radio channel, FM, AM, whatever, to listen to the station or the music. Sometimes you not do it in purpose, but you just want to have something to listen to. So you do the screening, right? And on a sudden it pops up a channel, FM 105.9, for example. Coming out a very wonderful channel, lovely music, or very beneficial science channel. Wow, for a long time I never had an opportunity, I never know we have such a channel as this. So after that, okay, you program. Next time when you got in the car, okay, you hit that one and you come another channel. And you go home, you tell your friend, you recommend to many people. Oh wow, today I just discovered a channel on the FM 105.9. It's very wonderful, beneficial. So the more time you use, the more people you recommend, that channel, that station will survive stronger and it gets bigger, expect more time. Right? Because you feed them and the channel feed you. The same token, when you log on the internet, you have a topic, you will research. And then when you purposely go do the research on one website only, what that you know, one in the while it pops up some windows, some advertise, right? We say by change, what happens now, that is the conditioning. We click in that, pop out a new window, a new website, and say, wow, again, I know computer, I know website for more than 10, 15 years already. I never know it have such a website so wonderful. Again, put in the favorite. Whenever you need to click that, everything you need in there. And you recommend for many of your friends and relatives. So that website where more people come, okay, to survive and you become get bigger and stronger. So the same thing for our mind, our brain. And that's why I said this morning, whenever we have an opportunity working, doing something or sitting for meditation, the more opportunity to observe our mind, to reserve the energy first before you can get more energy from the universe. Because everything will talk around, that means a channel is sending out, and it takes our energy to doing that. Right? So if we unconsciously send out the thought, it spends out a lot of energy. So that's why we burn out. And also at the same time, when we send out the channel wavelength, okay, we receive another one back. That is the Newton's law. When you hit the table, the stronger force you hit the table, the stronger the rebound force back to your hand. If you hit it light, the rebound force light, so you don't have much pain. If you hit really hard, the rebound force harder, so your hand feel pain, more pain. The same thing for every situation, phenomena in life. When you react to any situation or phenomena, the same event, but depend on how you react. If you sit there and someone tap on your shoulder really hard, the same action, the same force. But when you turn around, you see that a very best friend for a long time we never see each other. You're really happy. You hug, you smile. Right? But and then the same action, the same force, people hit a tap on your shoulder like that. But you turn around, you see a normal friend you see every day. You're not really happy much. Right? But if you turn around, you see a stranger, you might have some reaction in your mind, right? But what happens when you turn around and you see that your enemy? You really get mad and the heat coming up and you're shaking, right? So the same applies to everything. So when we send out the message through our unconsciously, we will receive back. And that is the reincarnation or rebound the energy in the universe. If we send out a bad thought, we will receive back the bad thought, the bad energy. If we send out the loving kindness, compassion energy, we will receive back. But here, the problem is because more people, they send out the wrong message, the wrong channel, and they don't know it's synchronized. Just one example, instead of I drink the ceramic cup, right, I use a styrofoam cup. I say, oh, I may use once a day. Not a big deal, it's not very much, only a few cents, right? When I just have that thought arise in my head, automatically I send out that channel, that message into the air. And in 7 billion people on the earth, at least 1% or 0.1% people will accidentally, or what we call conditionally, at Buddhism philosophy, they will hit that channel. Exactly the same token, like we got on the car and we just select a channel. Or when we got on the internet and we see the window pop up and we hit in that. So in 7 billion people exist on the earth, 0.1% we still have a million people applied to that channel. Automatically that thought will synchronize and it will spread out in the universe. You see how dangerous. On the other hand, I would say, I don't know, or I don't care about what people say, what people do. With me, I know I'm not using the styrofoam cup, even though once a day, it's not a big deal. But at least I save the environment for myself. So, the same token, when that thought arises, I always send a chain of a message into the air. And again, in 7 billion people existing on the earth, only 0.001% people accidentally got that message. I still have a million people agree with that thought, and they support me, and they still acting like me, and we have that energy spread out in the universe, and it will rebound, and it will have more people have that opportunity to hit or to catch that channel. You see, so that right, we have many things and we don't know. I don't know that you know about the American won the Second World War because they not use the regular technique of telegraph, that they use dialect of the tribe, right? You know about that, huh? But during the time the Cold War between the USSR and America, the USSR people, they use another technique. They use this way. That means they train people because they live in the high area, the vast area. So the signal sending out really quick, look like the monk living in Himalaya. They can send out the message through the air. Look like we have the power, the cell phone power, the television power, the higher, the stronger, and the farther can transfer the signal. During that time, the Russian people, they use that technique, and through the transmission of the mind signal, they can transfer from one person to the other person.